Well, good afternoon. We're pre-sighting one. This is one, we're about 10 days out on this one. I guess this will be a little courtyard right here. It's the big one, guys. A real big one. So we're gonna have both pumps here. We're scheduling both pumps, and we're gonna schedule a third pump for a reserve. We're in a neighborhood called Vaquero, which is in northern Fort Worth. It's actually this town of Westlake, which is next to South Lake. But pretty strict guidelines on this neighborhood. So we can't get in here until 7, and the crews have to be out of here, I think, by 7. And we're talking about 550 yards on this house here. So after I've been pre-sighting, looking things over, we want both pumps here. One's gonna sit right here, and then one's gonna sit across from it over there. The layout is there's a road right here, then there's actually an access. You can see an access in that corner right there, and the plan is to bring trucks in there, then we'll come around here, and then we may have to drop one off at this pump here or two off this pump here, then other ones will come around this way and then access this pump here. They're gonna put washouts in each far corner, this corner over here, the one behind us, and they should be out of the way. They're washing out, and then they'll leave out this way. It's kind of the preliminary plan. That could change. They were kind of on the fence of that, but yeah, this is one of those that it's just, you got to pre-plan this type of stuff and get a ball game together for it. The tricky thing is besides access and all that, is the weather forecast between now and then. There is a little bit of rain in the forecast, and obviously there's not gravel around here, so it could push things if we get too much rain. I don't know how much. It's still 6-7 days out for the rain, but yeah, I wanted y'all to kind of see what the thought process is when we pull up on something like this. This is not really anything tricky about it, but you definitely got to pre-plan something like this. You're talking about a lot of money and a lot of just really the main thing is the time restraints and getting this mud on the ground in a timely manner. We've already talked to the concrete salesmen. Were here earlier. We visited with them, and they're going to put they got 2 plants they're going to be batching out of. They're going to bring 10 trucks out of each plant. So if we can get 100, realistically I expect 80 yards an hour, but if we can get 100 yards an hour through each truck, that'll be pretty outstanding. Just got to cross our fingers we get good weather. So anyway, it's going to be a few days before I pick this particular video up, so hopefully the next conversation I'm having with y'all about this job is we're on the job site getting the truck set up and getting this thing ready to go.
All right, good morning everybody. We are in Westlake, Texas. I'm gonna pour us a little house slab, or at least we're trying to. We've got both pumps over here and a backup pump we'll talk about in a minute. But it's 550 yards is what he's got ordered. And the 2 pumps and the backup pump is because they won't let us in until 7, and he's got to be out of here by 4. So it's been drizzling all night. We've had some rain a few days, and they had plastic, still have plastic down on some of it, but they put plastic down where we're going to drive, and of course got wet under a couple of spots of it. But it's, like I said, he's got 550, in the neighborhood of 550 yards ordered, which is 55 trucks in and out, is liable to make a mess of anything that's not good and solid. I wish he's dumping dirt on top of the water that's standing over there. I wish he'd have scraped that all off.
Yeah, good morning. It's just hit the ground a running morning here. We're back over here at the big house slab, and we're trying to see where we can get everybody situated. See my guys. Well, it's a little hectic. It's muddy for one thing. There's some uncertainties. We've got this would be nerve-wracking on a good day. All right, they're working on Bill's path over there. I think so. Woo. Yeah, the rain threw a curveball. This was going to be pretty, you know, not just stressful, I guess you could say. Not necessarily difficult, but stressful as it was. You want to let them come in? Yeah. It's been a year since we had the Rednecks with Paychecks episodes where they buried all them trucks, so I guess it's time for another new episode. Problem with trucks with long reaches, they got long wheelbases.
All right, we think we've got me positioned. Chris already set up unfolding. And I just pulled in here and we get position where they can back two trucks up to me and still get by. Get my outriggers out. I think that's in the neighborhood. A little bit high on this corner, but I'll take it.
try to get my butt run over. I need a safety vest on. Just stay as close as you can to this side. There's nothing under that plastic, and just go straight to the gate, nose up to the gate as far as you can.
Where them trucks gonna be?
They're gonna come in this way, and I'm hoping there's enough room behind you and this other pump to get around.
Goes in.
Where those guys are, run them over. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you the other day when we were talking about, like, these things grow on you. I mean, you can go, yeah, there's plenty of room to get over here and over there, but when they get here, it's a different story.
Yeah.
They grow on you. But that ought to give them plenty of room to get around him and everything else. I think we're ready. It's just going to be, see how these concrete trucks do. They're about 8,000 to 10,000 pounds heavier than us. So a lot of people think, well, the pump made it. Well, you wouldn't believe how much difference that 8,000 to 10,000 pounds makes on these trucks in this soft ground. I mean, you know, like I said, this other video, I'll post it right here. Where it's that, it's what's that called? This got expensive in a hurry. You know, those trucks are dropping through, and we were basically, you know, driving around pretty freely. So it's just that much weight difference from 60,000 pounds to 68 to 70,000 pounds. That's just what happens. So, all right, let's get my truck moved and we'll get back in there.
All right, our backup pump set up out of the way out where we had to get him in here off the street, so he's got a spot over there. Trucks still get by him, and he's handy if we do happen to need him. I think we'll be okay. But they've sent this young man named Jerry over here.
How you doing, Bill? I'm ready to get started.
Me too. Let's get it done. Can't get finished if you don't start.
I guess we're waiting for the grass out there to dry. Yeah, a long way.
And we're off. Through the turret, through the elbow, over the top. Water out the end.
All right, first truck's here. Chris is primed out and pumping, and we're waiting on the cavalry. Put this in perspective. They're estimating 550 plus yards. So at 10 yards a truck, that's 55 plus concrete trucks that's going to be pulling into this job site. So yeah, there will be some traffic, and unfortunately there's some obstacles. So we'll just we'll get an idea of how that thing goes and make it happen. That's what we do. So another thing, while the guys from Indiana and Kentucky were here, of course, Dirt Perfect, SOT Metalworks, and Farmer Chris and Officer Hoover, while they were here, we did a podcast with Mike, and it's called A Few Points from Perfect podcast. You can find, I'll leave a link right here to it, or you can go to his channel, Dirt Perfect, on YouTube, and be able to find it through there. But there's a link right here, and there'll be a link in our description also, so you'll just be able to click on that and go to that channel. And it's his podcast channel where he's done a lot of interviews with a lot of people he works around and friends he has there. And I did a podcast with him on that one also. So in that podcast is a lot of information that you guys have never heard before. I've never disclosed it, anything like that. You know, and it'll be, and the main point of the podcast is, how did Muddyfeet come about? How did we get started in the business of pumping? Where we're at now, and just a lot of personal things along the way. So I really think y'all will enjoy the podcast. And if you enjoy watching us pump concrete and how we do things around here, you'll really like the podcast. So go to the link above, click the little out.I up here, or the description below. That'll take you to the podcast. Subscribe to that channel, because there's a lot of interesting stuff on that channel, and see what you can do and watch the podcast. So there's Bill harassing. I really think you'll enjoy the podcast. So that's going to be out today. When you see this video, you'll see the podcast. I'm not sure what time he'll post the podcast, but that'll be today. So anyway, y'all go check it out, and you'll get a lot of history about Muddyfeet, how Muddyfeet came about, and where our direction is going in life, and what we're into. So I think you'll really enjoy it. So thank you, Bill.
A little behind the scenes. Jeff's filming too. He's over there narrating something. We got one coming over here. Trying to dig him out. He's not stuck real bad, but I'm afraid he might get that way. And of course, full truck, two full trucks on there. He's pumping one full, two on the, and there's two more full. I think that one just washed out. Well, here goes the drinking game. And he's in a bad spot too. That's the worst place to get stuck. Can't get behind him. They might be able to back one over here. Yeah, he's completely got the road blocked to get around to us and to get trucks washed out. Wow. All right, we got Chris over here. He's working on his part of the house, his half of the house. I don't know what you want to call it. He's got that going and doing a fantastic job. Got two trucks to him. And I did, like I said, we got a backup pump on this side, Mid-Valley. I got a hold of them and got them to bring us a backup pump out here. So their operator, Jerry, he was a little giddy. Thought, I kind of like this job. I said, I hope you like it too. That means I didn't need you.
And Bill's stretched way out on his side. Got 2 trucks to him. He's going. Reaching that far corner. That's as far as he's going to reach. They're getting it done. Push the hose a little bit. That truck will reach about 115, 17 feet off the side like that. And then you can push the hose and hit another quite a few feet. I've never put a tape on it, but you know, it's enough to get the job done. So think about this, and this is going to sound silly, but this is a 40-meter boom pump right here. You wouldn't believe the amount of phone calls that I get of people wanting a 43, 46, 47-meter pump, and I'll tell them, hey, what's the dimensions of your building? And they'll give it to me, and I'll go, I got you covered. I'll have you one there. And we'll never say a word about what I'm sending them. And I'll send them this 40, and they never know the difference. I mean, every now and then somebody will go, what size of pump you send me? And I'll tell them, they're going, and I'll ask them, how'd it work? And they'll think it worked great. I go, okay. So some people just get a preconceived idea that they need a bigger pump than they really need when they start throwing out measurements. So that's why I make sure I ask, because there are some cases that we're not going to reach it, and they do need a 46, 47. Well, they got some rock, some fresh dirt piled up in that hole. Looks like it's holding up for now. I don't want to speak too soon, but that was the last thing we needed to happen. Start getting a bunch of trucks stuck here with all these time restrictions. Come on, buddy, turn your wheel. Turn your wheel. I may have spoke too soon. We may be fixing to drink a beer, folks. I think I spoke too soon. We fixing to have a tug of war?
But the spring line does that.
You know what I mean? Oh, I know it. It's strong as hell.
It's weird.
I feel bad. We're just sitting here, Bill and I just see both our cameras going, talking. I'll be back in a little bit.
Okay. All right, let's see if we can get another one on the ground here. Okay, so the city showed up and they were either threatening to or did shut us down until they get the street sweeper here, which they had already called for one this morning, and the builder had already called for one this morning and was going to be delivered or whatever. I'm not sure what happened with that, but I think he went to go get it, and meanwhile our contractor basically said, we're not stopping. Which, I mean, Chris doing all right, but I'm not starting is the problem. But we just got one in here, got him backed in. So we'll get him on the ground. But one of the guys told me that the city won't let the trucks leave, which several just did, and I think it's just the city stopped by and said, whatever, and we're doing whatever. Anyway, let him get wet and let's get this one on the ground. All right, I got another one here. I guess they basically said they ain't stopping, so we've gotten a couple of more trucks in here. Chris just got 2 over there. They got 1 to me over here, and we're fixing to get going. They need to send them trucks over to me. Part of it is they don't, and none of them want to come over here because they'll get stuck. Afraid they'll get stuck. But what's fixing to happen is Chris, he can push and reach over here about to where I am, maybe to this corner right here. That's about all he can reach, which I guess in theory he could pump across here in front of me, but then he's got the garage, the big garage down there. But 10, 20, 30, 40, he don't have. Now I guess there's something else down there too. There's a big garage, and then there's something else up there, and then that wall right here where they poured. But they keep routing them over there to him. He's gonna get to where he can't reach anything else. We're gonna use the water off the truck and they're sweeping it over with the street sweeper. Quite a mess, but we're getting it done. So everything's getting laid down, and that's working real well. So anyway, it's a good deal for us and for the crew and everybody else. But yeah, I've done a pretty good job. I got that garage and these little porches along here. Bill's finished up the back here. Bill's water burger. I'm gonna go get on the pump for Chris. Let him eat. And then I'll come over here and get on the pump for Bill and let him eat. And then everybody should be good. They think our whole load has already been back. So hopefully so. We're clicking along pretty good. All right, we're gonna give Chris a break. We're gonna pump for a little bit.
surprised when I got here. Y'all put some damn mud on the ground. And I've been gone for a couple of hours, but still.
They finally got into that red dirt over here.
Got something that's solid.
Down and it, but they're, I mean, it's kind of tight getting in and out.
Yeah. Well, the road's packed in good now. I mean, you run 40 trucks that are 70,000 pounds on something, you're gonna get something steamrolled solid for sure. And I guess that's what they've done back here too. Finally got this all solid up. But I'm gonna run back over here and check on how many trucks we got left and all that. I don't think it went quite as much as they thought it was. They originally thought 550, 600, but I think we're gonna be under 550 on it. But we'll see. We'll hard a minute. What are you thinking?
I'm gonna just get past Bill's booming. Oh, maybe not.
Looks like they might could let us know.
Everybody's waiting for suspense.
We're rubbing booms.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. This is probably
not that great.
No, this is one of those things.
This will make a good YouTube video. Well, we're rubbing booms.
Little bit.
All right. Well, there goes our backup pump. I'm glad we didn't have to have him. Woo! Making a mess of this road. But yeah, very appreciative to have those guys come help us out though. You don't know what it means to have an insurance policy like that with us on something like this. So, all right. Well, Chris is going to get that 38 washed out. Bill looks like he's probably pulled a sponge back, getting his tip hose put on, folding up, getting ready for him to wash out. Looks like they're gonna tag back probably about a 4-yard tag. I'm guessing 5-yard tag. He'll get out of the way and they can back the truck up right there to him. So yeah, I know it's a slow start, but golly, to put that much on the ground, you know what kind of threw us curveballs, the rain. You know, we didn't expect to get the rains that we did, which didn't get a lot of rain. It just stuck around and never dried. Like today, it's supposed to be sunshiny and 60 degrees and we got cloud cover. So the drying time is really, really slow for these guys on the concrete.
Well, Chris over there washing out. There's a washout right over here beside me. They're gonna tailgate this right here. $510 yards plus whatever the tag is. Anyway, we're gonna get her legs pulled in and moved over there and washed out. As always, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. We'll see you on the next one.
Now Bill's gonna do his best to do his part in the drinking games. If y'all missed the drinking game come up on the video where we posted about this got expensive in a hurry. So every time we get a truck stuck, we gotta drink a beer. So and to update the record, I didn't see one of the trucks get stuck, but officially we had 3 concrete trucks get stuck today. So, and we're not out of here yet, but I think we've got a decent chance. What's some red mud, ain't it? Or clay. That's clay. That's that Remember when you were a kid, you had those Crayolas? You always wondered what the heck that orange Crayola was, or what you used for. That's that color, whatever that is.